What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your Atlanta home guide, and in today's video I'm going to be telling all of my Floridians what to expect before you move to Georgia. I want you to be well aware of everything from the differences in the climate and the housing, all the way to the similarities with the culture and the schools and the sports and all that good stuff. Now, before we get into the video, I'm on a mission to create a video for all 50 states, letting each state know what to expect before they move to Georgia. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe so you do not miss the video when I cover your state. Do not forget to drop a comment down below letting me know what state I should cover next. Guys, I just got a quick little announcement I want to make. Yes, I am a realtor in the Atlanta, Georgia area. If you want to buy, sell, invest, or relocate in Georgia, I'm your Atlanta home guide. I will be more than happy to help each and single one of you. All my contact information is down below. My personal phone number is down below. You can call that or text that. You can email me. You can DM me. You can schedule a free consultation call where we can talk about your plans. I can help you and steer you in the right direction. And even if you aren't doing real estate or doing business in Georgia, guys, I am under the Keller Williams umbrella. I have a vast network of realtors all across the world. It doesn't matter if you want to move to Florida, you want to move to New Mexico, you want to move to New York. At least, even if I can't be directly in the transaction and help you directly, I can at least pair you with a great realtor that would be a great match for you, that will take amazing care of you and at least steer you in the right direction to make this process as seamless as possible. Because I feel you guys, this process can be extremely overwhelming, especially with real estate. There's new things and the market dips and it goes up and a whole bunch of different things. So I just want to take all that stress off of you. We can make this as informal, as formal as you like. Reach out to me whenever you feel like it. I have a private Facebook group as well called Atlanta Home Guide, the same thing as a YouTube channel. You can join that group. I'll let you guys in. And the good thing about that group is a lot of Atlanta natives in there, so you guys can actually hear, other than just me talking, you can hear personal experiences and honestly personal stories about other Atlanta natives, how they feel about Atlanta, and their personal recommendation for you as well. So if you guys would like to do that, the link for that Facebook group is going to be down in the description. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So one of the most noticeable differences you'll find is the age and style of the homes. Many Florida homes are more newer and uniform in style. Now in Georgia, you encounter a diverse range of agricultural styles, including older homes, but I don't want you guys to be put off by the term older homes, because as long as these homes are well maintained, they get off with amazing southern charm. And Georgia homes are the testament of southern charm. With their symmetrical designs, multi-pane windows, paired chimneys, inviting entryways, Georgia homes prioritize spacious and comfort. A lot of homes in Georgia will either have a porch, a deck, or both, and large windows throughout the entire home. The reason why this was done was because, number one, we're down here in the South. There's a lot of nature surrounding, so these big windows, number one, allow a lot of natural light to come into the house, and number two, it allows people to see the beautiful nature. Now, Florida homes are a true reflection of Spanish and Meridian styled home, with the stucco walls, the red tile hip roofs, and those famous iconic arched entryways. Let me tell you guys, when I was in Florida, I was in Panama City Beach. The place I was staying had one of those arched entryways. I tell you, I don't know what it was, but just walking in and out of that, it just felt so luxurious. You don't really see too many arched entryways in Georgia. It's just not the way homes are made. But one of the main differences that you are going to see is the floor plans. Florida houses have an open floor plan. What that is designed to do is be, number one, easy entry and exit, and number two, to feel that nice ocean breeze, because the whole state of Florida is pretty much surrounded by ocean. And so having these open floor plans, it allows people living in the homes to feel that nice ocean breeze, see the nice ocean view, and it's really just a nice luxurious feel. I kind of do wish that Georgia homes had that, because when I was at the beach in Florida, that nice ocean breeze, I just love feeling it every morning. I love waking up and seeing the ocean. Now, I do know not all homes located on the beach side, but me personally, where I was staying at, it was on the beach side, and it was just a really nice experience. Now, one similarity that you will find between Georgia and Florida homes is that the design philosophy is all about blending indoor and outdoor living seamlessly. And you can see that because down here in the South, it's more so hot and very humid during the year. It is cold and does have winters in Georgia, but for the most part, we're talking about summer. That's what the South is known for, the nice, hot summer. Florida, the nice hot summer beaches. And while we're on the topic of weather and beaches and sunshine, let's talk about the weather differences and similarities. Now, Georgia has more of a diverse climate with distinct seasons, including a mild spring and fall. Unlike Florida, you won't face the frequent thunderstorms and hurricanes. Both states do experience hurricanes, but Florida is more vulnerable because it's surrounded by a whole bunch of water. The most that we'll probably see in Georgia is just a backlash. So whenever you guys in Florida do get hurricanes, the most that we'll probably see just heavy storms, heavy rains. Very rarely will we ever get to experience heavy hurricane winds. But the thing I do not like about Georgia thunderstorms is that they happen with no apparent warning. You can be out having a great day with your friends and family at a picnic or something. A thunderstorm will just come. No warning, out of nowhere, get all your subs wet, get everything wet, get the grass wet, everything is just ruined. That will last about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and the thunderstorm just goes away and it's just back sunny. It's like, you just came to ruin my day and then you left. The weather is extremely bipolar. That's one thing I don't like. And I realized something. Florida averages about 60 thunderstorms a year. Georgia averages about 80. So those extra 20 thunderstorms that we get are going to be those random ones that just come in, ruin your day, and just be gone. I really hate it. That's one thing I do not like about thunderstorms in Georgia. Now, to my Floridians, I know you guys are used to summer weather all year long. You guys, the lowest you guys will probably see out there is maybe 70s, maybe even the 60s. And even that, to some of you, might be freezing cold. Out here in Georgia, newsflash, we experience all seasons. We experience summer, winter, fall, and we do experience spring. So if you haven't already, before you move out here, well, if you're moving during the winter, please make sure you stop by H&M or whatever store. Please make sure you get some nice heavy coats, get some long johns, get some thick socks, get some gloves, a scarf, a mitt. Some people may say I'm over exaggerating, but it gets really cold out here, and it's some occasions it might even snow. And if it doesn't snow, best believe there's going to be black ice on the road. You might not be able to leave for work that day. They're going to have to put some salt on the road. It's a lot that comes with it. So I want you to be prepared for that. Make sure you, your family, everybody needs to have jackets, coats, socks, everything. Be prepared. Now, enough of the weather and the bad weather news. Let's get into the activities and the lifestyle. Now, my Floridians, unlike Florida, Georgia, you're not going to have the ocean right at your doorstep. However, there are still some fun water activity that you can participate in. You still got the boating on the lakes and the rivers. We got Six Flags Whitewaters. We got nice water parks out here. You can go fishing. We got hiking, camping, fishing. We got a whole bunch of other stuff you still can do. I know. It doesn't beat the ocean, I know, guys. We still have an ocean out here. You know, if you go up there like North Georgia, up there by Savannah, there's still like a nice ocean. You still get ocean up there. It may not be like Miami and Panama Beach and Destin, but it's still something to do. Now, for my Floridians who love outdoor activities, across the entire state of Georgia, there's over 800 miles of hiking trails and over 60 state parks. Some notable destinations include Chattahoochee National Forest, Stone Mountain Park, and the state's national park, Franklin Delaware Roosevelt State Park. And for those of you that don't know, I actually went hiking on Stone Mountain. Here's the clip of me right here. It was a very great experience. I highly recommend it, especially for those of you who like hiking and like doing outdoor activities and stuff like that. It does take a toll on your legs, so if you're not used to hiking or going up like high elevated mountains like Stone Mountain is, then I pray for you, but you're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Make sure you bring a lot of water. Make sure you bring some snacks, some goodies and stuff like that. You're gonna really enjoy it. Okay, now let's give the city of Atlanta a little bit of spotlight. The city of Atlanta embraces anything that has wheels. So if you got a bicycle, a scooter, a skateboard, and you want to ride, the city of Atlanta welcomes you with open arms. You can go to the Beltline. You got the Six Gap Classic. You got the Silver Comet. It's a lot of different places you can go and ride your stuff. And the thing I like about the Beltline a lot is that the Beltline has a whole bunch of restaurants, a lot of people you can talk to. And if you don't even have a scooter to ride, there's something called the Bird. You can rent it. It charges you per mile, or I think it's per mile, or it's however long you rode it, whatever duration you had riding it. But all in all, it's a great experience. I'm also going to go to the Beltline as well. I'm going to go to one of the restaurants. I'm going to eat there, and I'm going to recommend you guys the best foods to eat, best spots to try. Really just go around the whole city and just doing a bunch of different activities. And some of these places, guys, I'm gonna talk to the manager and see if I can come up with some type of deal for my people moving from Florida that want to eat there. All you have to go is say that, hey, the Atlanta home guy referred me to eat here, and we'll see if you can get you guys some type of special deal, special discount. I'm gonna try my best to work it out for you guys. Let's hope it works, okay? Now, for my enthusiasts who like lakeside living lifestyle, Georgia has over 15 lakes, including Lake Lanier, which is the largest man-made lake in the state of Georgia. and it's a perfect playground for those that want to jet ski, that want to go fishing, ride your boats out there, rafting, water polo, and a whole bunch of other water activities. You can go out there to Lake Lanier and have fun with it. I personally went to Lake Lanier, and it was a great experience. I think it was more so almost a near-death experience, but it was still fun nonetheless. If you guys want to hear that story time, just let me know. I'll make it. But anyways, I do highly recommend Lake Lanier. It's very fun. Now let's talk about the sports. So Atlanta, as you guys know, we have all the major teams. We got the football team, the Atlanta Falcons. College football, Georgia Bulldogs, state champions. Then we got the basketball team, Atlanta Hawks. We got the soccer team, Atlanta United. And we got our hockey team, the Atlanta Thrashers. All right, in Florida, I know you guys got more sports teams than we do, but it's just because you guys are just a tourist location of the whole country. Like, I think that's the only state that I can think off the top of my head that has 3 NFL football teams. You guys got the Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you guys got Jacksonville Jaguars. Why do you guys have 3 different teams for, I don't know. You guys are spoiled, but you guys aren't state champions, though, are you? No, y'all not. Let me stop playing with you guys. But for real though, then you guys got the Miami Heat. You guys got a lot of other different teams. But as far as sports go, the sports culture is pretty much the same. I feel like Georgia and Florida, we both have nice, good pride in our teams, especially Georgia with us being the state champion. So I definitely would say that you guys do have us beat in quantity wise, but I do have to humbly say that we have you guys beat quality wise. And do not bring up the Falcons. I don't want to hear about Tom Brady. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I don't claim the Falcons. I claim the Bulldogs. That's what I claim. Okay, guys, now let's get into the cost of living in the Texas. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of what it takes and the differences between living in Florida and Georgia. Georgia state income tax is around 5.75%. Now in Florida, you guys do not have an individual state income tax, so that might be a plus on Florida's end. So Georgia's property taxes are calculated at 40% of the assessed value of the property. However, if they qualify, homeowners can qualify for homestead exemption on their primary residence. Now, that is relevant because that will allow you to pay little to no taxes at all on your primary residence. Now, depending on where in Georgia you live, the taxes can vary. Every single year, your local board of county commissioners do set the tax rate, and the way they calculate that is based off something called a mill. Pretty much all a mill is just for every $1,000 value, you'll pay $1 taxes per that $1,000 value. So to put that in perspective, last year, the median average was 0.83%. However, in Florida, last year's average was 0.86%. The national average last year was 1.07%. So with that being said, you're not going to really see a big difference in property taxes between Georgia and Florida. That was for last year's stats. I can't speak on this year because the stats hasn't even came out for the full year yet. So we'll have that conversation when the full year is calculated. Now, as far as minimum wage goes, Georgia's minimum wage is only $7.25. Florida, for far as I'm seeing, you guys are like around $11 to $12 an hour. That is the huge difference. Now, I will say this, $7.25 is not going to get you much, if anything at all, in Georgia if you're planning on living by yourself. There is some type of talk of them raising the minimum wage to like $12 or $15 in Georgia, but it only makes sense to raise it because of everything is just going so high right now. Gas right now in Georgia is around like, I personally get premium for my car, so my gas is around like $4.10 a gallon. In Florida right now, when I was looking at it, I think you guys are like around the same. So gas prices, you aren't really going to see too much of a difference. But back to the minimum wage issue, you're $7.25, and honestly, the only job that you'll see paying $7.25 is like fast food. Like if you're a waitress, like if you're going off of tips, you know, if you don't get any tips, or can you get that $7.25? If you're a car salesman, you don't get any commission, you're gonna get that $7.25. But most, even like the fast food jobs now, like they're even starting like at 9, 10, 12. That's still not much for some people depending on your type of lifestyle, but $7.25, not a lot of jobs are even paying that right now. So even though it's saying $7.25 when you Google it and you look it up and stuff like that, even like the jobs that pay down here aren't even paying people $7.25. They're paying people at least like 10 to 15 an hour now, and even teenagers are making 15 an hour now. So that puts that in a lot of perspective. Now let's look at the real estate market in both states. So to put the market in perspective for both states, last year compared to this year, Georgia's market for June of 2023 was up by 1.2%, selling for a median of $375,000. However, in Florida, prices were down 0.35%, selling for a median of $409,000. So regardless, as you can see, Georgia homes are going to be relatively more affordable than Florida homes, regardless if there's a 1% price dip or increase. Now, as far as homes sold go, this report stops at June. So from June of this year all the way to January, that's where this report is coming from. So in Georgia, around 12,900 homes were sold. However, in Florida, around 38,000 homes were sold. That's literally more than double the amount of homes. Now, the reason for that, Florida has an all year round real estate market. The weather is great all year round. And in Florida, the market tends to slow down once you transition into fall, going into those winter months. The reason for that is because, number one, you got holiday season. A lot of people don't want to be dealing with all this moving. They kind of want to be inside, nice, cuddled with their family, eating Christmas, holiday time, right? And then on top of that, it's cold weather. Who wants to be doing all this moving and being out their own home when it's freezing winter months? In Florida, they don't really see a whole bunch of winter months. So in Florida, it wouldn't really make a difference if you move in the summer versus if you move in December. The weather is going to be not that much same. It's not going to be freezing cold like in dang near snowing like it would be in Georgia. And on top of that, Florida is just like a nice tourist location. You got a lot of investors. There's way more investors that are invested in Florida right now than Atlanta. Like I told you guys in my other video, yes, Atlanta is the Hollywood of the South. Yes, Atlanta is growing, but Florida has already established that position. I think about it. Everybody in the world knows about Miami, Florida. It's very hot. You got the nice yachts. You got the big money boys with all the nice cars and stuff like that. It just has that reputation. And what that's going to do is just pull a whole bunch of people into it. And with the weather being good, you can buy, sell, flip, wholesale, invest, do whatever, no matter what month it is in Florida. You can do the same thing in Georgia, but you're not going to have as good a result as if you did it in the summertime in Georgia. All right, now let's talk about education and job opportunities. Both states have strong job markets and diverse economies. Atlanta in particular has a variety of industries, making it an ideal location for career growth. Georgia has strong manufacturing, retail, and manufacturing sectors. Now, a few honorable mentions are the Grady Healthcare Center, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, Fulton County School. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are amongst Georgia's top employers. Now, some of Florida's top industries are healthcare, tourism, construction, and professional services. And some of Florida's top employers include Walt Disney World Resort, public supermarkets, Miami-Dade County Schools, Broward County School, the Home Depot, and the Department of Veteran Affairs. And those were just honorable mentions from both sides. There are a variety of other top companies and top employers and stuff like that. I just gave a few honorable mentions that relate to the subject that we're talking about. Now, as far as unemployment rate goes, this statistic was updated of July of this year, so these are recent. The national unemployment rate is 3.5%. Georgia's is 3.2%. Florida's is 2.6%. So when it comes to jobs and stuff like that, and you can see by the numbers and the statistics with them being updated to July of this year, Florida has a lower unemployment rate than Atlanta, Georgia. So to put this in perspective, I want to show you guys a nice detailed graph. This was updated in 2022. This shows pretty much everyday items such as gasoline, the price of a Coke, the price of eating at a restaurant between both states. So you'll be able to see what is less, what is more, and pretty much be able to see for yourselves. So this graph here shows Florida versus Georgia, and on average, you'll pay at least 12.5% less for restaurants at Georgia than you would at Florida. So a basic meal with a drink at an inexpensive restaurant will run you around $19.03 versus in Georgia is only going to run you $15.47. And as you can see, the list just kind of goes on and on. You got the fast food combo deals. You got bottle of Coke, water bottle. Then you got groceries, a loaf of bread, Florida $3.21, Georgia $2.85, a gallon of milk in Florida around $4.26, Georgia $3.39. Now, like I told you guys, this was updated of last year, so this doesn't really reflect this year because this year hasn't even finished yet. So this is pretty much going based off of last year. But with me living in Georgia, I can contest to this. These are very similar to kind of what prices are right now, depending on where you live at in the state. All right, now when it comes to transportation, you're going to be paying around 5.2% more for public transportation and even just transportation in general in Georgia. A gallon of gasoline in Florida, that depends if you're using premium and stuff like that, but on average in Florida is $3.44, in Georgia is $3.08. Then you got the monthly public transit pass in Florida is around $52, Georgia $57, and then you got the taxis. In Georgia, look, you pay around 8.9% less for housing. So internet connection, 50 megabytes or faster. So in Florida, you're around $70, in Georgia around $72. It's pretty similar. A 1-bedroom apartment in a downtown area in Florida, you know what? That's one stat I kind of have to argue against, because I know plenty of 1-bedroom apartments that are downtown that are almost $2,000 a month right now in Georgia. So that's one thing I can argue with. But I guess this is going around the average. Again, I guess it does depend on what location, what area, because there's downtown, but there's certain areas downtown that certain condos, certain apartment units. One apartment unit might cost this much, another one might cost this much. So it all depends on which one in particular, what location, what area, what side of the street you're on. It's all a whole bunch of different factors that depend on that. And a 1-bedroom apartment outside the center of the city, so that's when we get into our suburban areas. In Florida, you're looking around $1,500. In Georgia, you're looking around $1,100, and then you got utilities for a 700 square foot apartment. Okay, so around like a $11 difference for utilities and stuff like that. All right, then you got entertainment and sports. In Georgia, you're paying 7.6% less for that. So a beer, a beer is a couple of change different. Capriano, you guys can tell, I don't even know if I pronounced that right. You can tell I really don't drink any coffee at all. A pack of cigarettes in Florida run you $7.52. A pack in Georgia run you around $6.80. Monthly membership at a local gym. Okay, Florida $39, almost $40. In Georgia $20, almost $30. So I can also contest it as well. The gym I currently work out at, and I live on the outskirts. I don't live directly in the city, but I'm not too far from the city at all either. My gym membership is like $15 a month. That covers me, and I can bring a free buddy in. So again, I feel like it also depends on what gym. I work at a gym called UFit. Then you got other gyms like Workout Anytime. You got your Planet Fitnesses, Gold's gyms. You got your LA Fitnesses, LA Fitness, and gyms like those higher, you know, uppity gyms like TikTok gyms and famous gyms. Those gyms, of course, gonna cost more. You could get the pools, you get the saunas, you get stuff like that. The gym I work out at, it doesn't have nothing fancy. It just has the workout equipment, and that's all I need. Then you got a movie ticket. In Florida, you're paying around $12. In Georgia, you're paying around pretty much around the same. I think that's about right. Currently at my movie theater, the one I go to is Regal Cinemas. At Regal Cinemas, I think I pay around $12. Now, that's not including the snacks. Those movie theater snacks, they be taxing like crazy. Now for clothing, like I told you guys, this breaks down everything. The clothing, a pair of socks, a pair of a bottle of Coke, it breaks down everything to put it in perspective for you guys. So in Florida, for regular jeans, Levi brand, okay, $4 difference. Regular dress, okay, running shoes, oof, men's business shoes, okay. So you'll pay 4.0% more for clothing. Wow, okay, that's I mean, then again, like all this stuff, guys, is perspective, you know. Then they're showing H&M and Levi's and Nikes and Adidas. You know, you could get some Under Armours. You get shop at Burlington and get stuff cheaper than, you know, the price you're seeing here, of course. All right, guys, so that's actually gonna be the end of the video. So in conclusion, moving from Florida to Georgia offers an exciting opportunity with some adjustments you have to make sure of. Now, while climate and activities may slightly differ, you'll find an abundance of welcoming opportunities in the Peach State. I do want to give you guys a little nugget. Don't let the differences and the change and adjustments scare you off. Embrace the newness, embrace everything, embrace the journey, and make the most out of it. And like I said, I'm your Atlanta home guide. You guys got any questions? If you guys want to buy a house in Georgia, sell a house in Georgia, you want to relocate, invest, anything dealing with Georgia, and matter of fact, anything in the whole wide world, because guys, I have a network with realtors that range across the entire world. So it doesn't matter what country you want to move to, what state you want to move to. Even if I'm not the person directly helping you, I can steer you in the correct way so you make everything as easy and as seamless as possible. I'm not only your Atlanta home guide, you might as well call me your worldwide home guide. I can help you guys anywhere you want to move to. Other than that, guys, I just want to thank you guys so much for taking your time and watching. I hope I was able to leave you guys with some valuable information that you can consider with your move from Florida to Georgia. If you are considering moving, please feel free to reach out to me. Email me, text me, call me. I can help you with any, if not all, of your moving needs coming to Georgia, going to Florida, anywhere, it doesn't matter. But particularly for my Floridians, if you're interested in moving here, feel free to reach out to me. You can book a call with me, DM me on Instagram, message me on Facebook. Any way you feel comfortable, we can make this as formal or informal as you like. Reach out to me and we can make this happen. All right. Love you guys. I'm out.